To Kill a Mockingbird, video 30. Well, I don't think let me just get our Quizlet here, but I don't think last video we had a lot of new words. So maybe I'll just ask 2 or 3 questions about words. You have a door, right? And then there's something that attaches the door to the wall or to wherever place it is attached to. My question is, what do we call that thing? Answer: we call hinge. Now a plot question. I don't know if plot, but the description of the book, but it's the book question. What can we say about the hinge to the gate, or of the gate to the yard of the Radleys? Answer: it is homemade. Okay. I don't think it's a very hard thing to do. If you think about it, you can make a hinge out of wire, you know. When you travel to farms or ranches, you can see that the gate to a farm or to a ranch, usually, I don't know if my reference is different from yours, because when I was a kid my father had a small ranch, and then all the ranches around his ranch were small as well, but I have this image of hinges, you know, made of wire or even a rope you can. Okay, well, what would you say about a person who had his eyes gouged? Answer: probably this person has suffered a lot, and by a lot I mean a lot, right? One more question about that, just to see if you can remember. I gave an example of a certain kind of utensil, you know, like a thing, something utensil, right? I think it's similar to Portuguese, no problems with this word, utensil. Just the pronunciation is utensílio, okay? Utensil. Well, what kind of utensil can you use to gouge a person's eyes out? According to my example last class, you can use a spoon. So just for the sake of, you know, imprinting this vocabulary in your mind, so you would hit the spoon and then you would gouge the person out. So you wouldn't kill the person, just to blind the person and make the person suffer a lot. And I mean a lot. When you were a kid, this is the next question, did you tell on your friends? Answer: well, that's a personal answer. But in my case, for example, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I didn't care, you know. If they did something wrong, I would never have contact with their parents and I would never tell on them, right? At school, when people cheated, no, I would never tell on them to the teacher. No, I wouldn't. Just if that could get me into trouble. I remember there was this situation, I was doing an exam and there was this guy beside me. He was trying to cheat, you know, from my exam. And think about it, if the teacher turned at that moment and saw him looking at my exam, the teacher could punish both of them, right? Because I was showing him my exam. The teacher couldn't know that I was not, right? So I just told him in a loud voice, can you stop looking at my test? And it was fun because the teacher punished him and he deserved it, right? But that's not the point. The point is I wouldn't usually tell on my friends or whatever. Question: how long does it take for stones to wear down? Answer: it takes a long, long time. Remember, here in Paraná we have Ponta Grossa. There is a monument there that looks like a cup, if I'm not wrong, and and that has shaped through time because wind and erosion, or maybe more geological factors, not river or anything, maybe the rain as well, were, you know, a big rock down so that it looked like a cup. Okay, let me see. A question. According to Jam, how can you make a turtle come out? Answer: you should strike a match under the turtle. Oh, by the way, I should have marked here, sorry, but strike a match is nice vocabulary review. Maybe I've put there on our list. Yes, I did. So it's there. So you can strike a match under the turtle, right? Okay, so I think we can go on. Dill said striking a match under a turtle was hateful. Ain't hateful, just persuades him. It's not like you'd chunk him in the fire, Jen growled. I didn't put in our list, nope, but keep in mind that growl, and I actually am going to put in my list, growl is what a very angry dog does, you know? A dog can bark, okay? Like woof woof. By the way, keep in mind that in English, dogs don't bark just as in Portuguese, ow ow, right? They have ways of barking. So what my point is that in English, dogs are more vocabulary prepared than our dogs, you know, because our dogs just go ow ow, right? And in English, dogs can go, let me see if I can remember, bark bark, which is by the way the verb, bow wow, arf arf, ark ark, woof woof, and maybe I'm forgetting something. So yeah, they have a lot of words. As a matter of fact, when our dogs go to the United States, they have to learn not only the language, that is would be one bark, but they have to learn different barks, because depending on the dog will bark differently, right? So it's pretty hard on our dogs. Well, so keep in mind, our dogs or any dog can bark, right? Like woof woof, big dog, or arf arf, it's a small dog. Or dogs can howl, right? If you howl, you go like a woof, like a woo. See, I'm a very nice impersonator of dogs, right? What else? Dogs can growl when they're very angry, right? And dogs can whimper when they are crying. So, yeah, I think those are the sounds, right? I'm putting there in our list two dogs fighting, and we can see that both of them are growling. Okay. And of course, when you growl as a person, you speak very angrily, right? Ain't hateful, just persuades him. It's not like you'd chunk him in the fire, Jim growled. How do you know a match don't hurt him? Turtles can't feel, stupid, said Jim. Were you ever a turtle, huh? My stars, Dill. Now let me think. Reckon we can rock him. What is he talking about? Question? He's talking again about how could they get Boo out, right? Reckon. Remember that reckon is another way to say think, as I have the opinion of, not as I'm imagining, right? I reckon she's right. I reckon that she'll come on Monday, okay? So he's thinking about the problem of getting Boo out. My stars, Dill. Now let me think. Reckon we can rock him by throwing rocks in the house, right? Jim stood in thought so long that Dill made up a mild concession. A mild concession is not a very drastic concession, okay? You can have a mild cold. So you probably you don't need to go to the hospital if you just have a mild cold. I won't say you ran out on a dare, and I'll swap you, the gray ghost, if you just go up and touch the house. So nobody will get to pay for the bet, right? They'll just swap, exchange, right? So they will just exchange. Keep in mind this construction that I really think it's interesting. Run out on, okay? It's just like walk out on me. Don't you walk out on me. Don't leave me. Don't abandon me. So Dill made a mild concession. I won't say you ran out on a dare. And I'll swap the gray ghost if you just go up and touch the house. Jim brightened. Touch the house, that's all? Dill nodded. Sure, that's all now? I don't want you hollering something different the minute I get back. Keep in mind that when you holler, you yell or shout. I put a nice picture of one guy. I think it's the father who is hollering at his kid because the kid is playing the video game and doesn't care about anything. So sure, that's all. I don't want you hollering something different the minute I get back. Yeah, that's all, said Dill. He'll probably come out after you when he sees you in the yard. Then Scout and Mill will jump on him and hold him down till we can tell him we ain't gonna hurt him. Remember, Scout is our narrator, right? It's her nickname. We left the corner, crossed the side street that ran in front of the Redley house, and stopped at the gate. Well, go on, said Dill. Scout and me's right behind you. I'm going, said Jim. Don't hurry me. He walked to the corner of the lot, then back again, studying the simple terrain, as if deciding how best to effect an entering, frowning and scratching his head. Remember, when you frown, you do like this. Of course, you scratch his head. It's like that, right? Keep in mind that effect is to bring about, accomplish. Right? So how could he manage to enter? Right? So studying the ground. Then I sneered at him. Sneer is nice. You make a face at a person. You're laughing, maybe because you are making fun of the person, or maybe because you are disgusted by the person. So it's right there in the middle. Then I sneered at him. Jim threw open the gate and sped. The passive speed, right? Sped to the side of the house. He slapped it with his palm and ran back past us. Didn't stop, so just ran back past us, not waiting to see if his foray was successful. Dill and I followed on his heels, safely on our porch, panting and out of breath. We looked back. The old house was the same, droopy and sick, but as we stared down the street, we thought we saw an inside shutter move. Shutter, like kind of curtain, right? So we thought we saw a shutter move, a flick, a tiny, almost invisible movement, and the house was still. I'll open another video to talk about some of the words we had here.